When you hear the word cult, what comes up in your brain?
Now that I've gaslit you into our cult, I'm going to explain to you why I'm the perfect leader with all the reasons I should be canceled for.
Well, if you're anything like me, you're probably thinking of Charles Manson, Jim Jones, maybe the LDS Church, the Duggar family. But I'm sure you're not thinking about a 20-year-old on the internet from Georgia with a sociology degree, right? Hi, hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Camden, and this is Criminally Online. Thank you guys for being here today. I'm so excited to talk to you. Well, actually, I don't want to say excited because that's a little too preppy for what we're about to dive into today, but I will say it's a little less dramatic than some other things we could be covering. But if you're new to this channel, like I said, I'm Camden, and this is Criminally Online, where we talk about internet criminals or crimes committed on the internet. And today, unfortunately, we will be talking about someone that hasn't committed a crime, but in my opinion, personally should be considered a crime. Because if you can start a cult on the internet as a 20-year-old and just think that that's something you should get away with, then that's probably an issue and you should go straight to jail. So if you're asking yourself, what's an internet cult? We're going to discuss it because today we will be talking about a creator named Gigi Jarvis on TikTok. I'm sure you might have heard of her. She is the leader of the Children of the Waning Star cult.
I'm starting a cult and you guys are all going to be a part of it. The first thing I want to start doing is Victim of the Week, where whoever drops the funniest photo in my comment section, I'm going to steal your profile picture and become you for a whole week. Also, anyone that follows me, feel free to chime in on the rules to our little society. Like, I feel like holidays could be really fun for us, or maybe, like, we have a certain emoji so you know that you're in the inn, if that makes sense. I don't know. I just feel like it'd be really good for us. Let me know.
It is going to be unhinged and honestly makes me kind of question the people we surround ourselves by. I'm unsure of Gigi's age, but I'm going to guess early to mid-20s. It didn't specifically say anywhere. I couldn't find her, like, on famous birthdays because she's not really that famous, but I'm just gonna guess in her mid-20s. One day she woke up and said, I'm gonna start a cult with no followers and post videos saying I'm starting a cult day one. There isn't much I could find about Gigi, if that is her real name. I actually don't know what her real name is. I tried to figure out if it was Gigi, but then I saw something about possibly her name being Stacy on like a modeling thing. She's also a model. So I'm not really sure if her name's Stacy or Gigi, but I'm just going to call her Gigi for the sake of this video because that's what everyone else on the internet is calling her. Before becoming a cult leader, she was a self-proclaimed anime TikToker and model, which is where I found the whole like Stacy thing. And she also has a YouTube channel with her boyfriend called Chicken and Rice. That's all I need to say about that. From what I can tell, they make like gaming content, like reaction stuff to certain games. Not really my vibe. And they also only have 300 subscribers and they haven't posted in the last 6 months. So this would also be a great time to remind you to subscribe to my channel. Yay! There is literally nothing better than saying that you were the first to join something before it got popular. Like, that is bragging rights that why would you not just have? So if you would take the time to please subscribe to my channel, I would really appreciate it. Anyway, so I have like literally no room to judge her on her views or virality. So I won't, because here I am with literally I have like 0 subscribers. But I think it's safe to say that Gigi wasn't finding the right kind of fame in doing her channel. Like, I don't think this channel between her and her boyfriend was really like doing much, clearly with only 300 subscribers. So she literally just woke up one day and was like, you know what? A cult. That's what I want to do. Why? Why are you doing that? And also, like, why are we throwing the word cult around so flippantly? Like I said, Jim Jones, LDS Church, the Duggars. Like, there's a little bit of seriousness around a word like that. And yet, for some reason, she just decided that this is what she wanted to do. And honestly, I don't need to get into the mind of somebody like that because I can only imagine. How does one start a cult on the internet? That might be something that you're asking. Well, for Gigi, it was to make a video, and literally the video just said, starting a cult day one, and it got 2.2 million views. And here's the thing about the internet. you can literally go viral for anything. And I think it's very safe to say that there is an audience for everyone, including someone like Gigi. But I would argue that her audience might be like yay high and 12 years old, and they haven't had any mental development. So they're just willing to play along with a joke, even if the joke is not funny. You know what I mean? So her journey was shown by doing daily updates, discussing what their symbol would be, and what they would do for sacrifices.
Congratulations, we have officially selected the symbols for our cult. We are doing the fingerprint and then the star, like above. Honorable mention to cult member One Silly Billy because they have the most likes on their comment, but I couldn't video stitch it. Options, once you fall asleep, I'm going to sneak into your home and carve it into your skin. But in the meantime, feel free to put it in your bio or other places. See you soon.
The definition of a cult is social groups which have unusual and often extreme religious, spiritual, or philosophical beliefs and rituals. Extreme devotion to a particular person, object, or goal, and another characteristic often ascribed to cults. And a lot of times cults, people don't know they're in them because they're very emotionally manipulative. And that's why it's not funny to just say that you're going to start a cult. And the internet was pretty upset, to say the least. A lot of people who either experienced cults for themselves or children of cults were very angry at Gigi for very flippantly coming on the internet and being like, yeah, I'm starting a cult, hee hee. And then you have all these children being like, yes, queen. Yes, and it's like, no, sit down, Timmy. It's time for you to watch TV. Get off TikTok. Don't follow this lady. She's crazy. The children of the waning star are literally just people who collectively allowed Gigi to be their leader and took to the internet with her to make up their symbol and name. So she literally came up with the symbol and name by asking people for suggestions in her comments, and whoever got the most like, that's how they came up with their symbol and their name. The symbol is, well, their name is the Children of the Waning Star. Boring, honestly. And then their symbol is the handprint emoji and then like this weird star emoji that I literally can't find. So I don't know if that's an Android thing, but it's definitely not on my Apple phone. So, but those are their symbols. Honestly, I think you could just call this a group project. Like, very collaborative with her, you know, newfound followers that I'm pretty sure are 12 years old. So, I mean, yeah, if, like, your cult members are a bunch of children, there is a lot you can get done with that. It's obvious that Gigi isn't very serious about this, but I think that is why it's also just extremely annoying. Like, she's not very serious, but she doesn't understand that people on the internet take things way too far. The internet is not a safe place for a silly joke that's inappropriate. People will take it too far. Hello. Like, do I need to bring up Shane Dawson and Miranda Sings? There are people who will find things that are funny that aren't meant to be funny. And yes, that's great if that's an audience for you, but eventually there will be consequences for having such takes on things. And so at first it was really great for Gigi because she was, you know, making these cult friends and whatever. But then what ended up happening is that people turned on her and she didn't like that very much. On the internet are pretty dumb, except for you guys, of course. You know, if you would subscribe, then you're not a dumb person. If you don't subscribe, it's okay. You're still smart. But like if you subscribe, then you're like 1 IQ point higher. After she started the cult, she then made a video talking about like how her agency didn't know that she was doing this on the internet. And I think that's like another thing is if you're a model, and she even explains like if you're a model or you want to get into acting, they don't want you to have a follower. And now when her agency goes to look her up, it's going to show up with her being a cult leader.
I'm putting cult member on my resume, guys, I did. If you don't know, I'm a full-time actress model. Who even is she? She's so busted. Okay, I do commercials, and I started this year. Somebody has to talk about the symptoms of butt ointment, okay? And it pays well. Enough. But yeah, I got a call from my manager and she was like, what's this about cults out here? And I'm like, girl, don't even worry about it. But basically, if you're an actor, you're not really supposed to have a social media presence if you're going for TV show and movie roles. This is because casting directors will look you up to make sure you haven't been canceled. Thing is, if you search me up, cult leader pops up now. Yeah, my agency has yet to hear about this. But I don't know. I was like, girl, wouldn't it be hilarious if I was one day on Nardward and they were like, yeah, what about this cult? Or hear me out, Jimmy Fallon and I fly a bunch of y'all out there and then we just stand in robes and we're just like, Jimmy, fluoride stare, Gen Z stare. Like, I feel like it'd be good for us. I don't know. And low-key, Scientology's already in Hollywood. So yeah, that's what happens when you put it on the resume.
And instead of like realizing that maybe you took the joke too far, she continued to like laugh at it and almost be excited about the fact that she was claiming to be a cult leader, but it ends up biting her in the butt because at the end of the day, nobody wants to work with someone that's so stupid enough to come on the internet to say they're going to start a cult. So after she decided to do this whole cult thing, they got their name, they got their symbol, people were making these weird videos saying that they were doing stuff for the children of the waning star. One person claimed to have killed their cat. She didn't like that very much, obviously, and she decided to say, we're not a cult, we're just a community.
Hey guys, so we're not going to use the word cult anymore to describe us, which honestly makes sense because we're just a community that uses dark aesthetics. No one is actually doing rituals or sacrificing an animal.
So all of you people mad that I said cult, I only did that because it's a buzzword and I knew it would get attention.
The word cult and it being clickbaity, and it's the reason why the platform grew so fast.
And I think this is literally what's wrong with influencer culture. Okay, I can say from personal experience, rage baiting, hilarious, okay? I watched The Summer I Turned Pretty and I decided to rage bait a bunch of Bonrad people, and it is so funny seeing them go off in the comments. Something you don't do is use a very sensitive topic to make rage bait. That's why it doesn't work. Followers that you have aren't the kind of people that you want to surround yourself or be associated with. And she didn't understand that. And that's kind of crazy considering she says that she has a degree in sociology, but honestly, are we really going to believe that just because she said it? I need you to pull that up, miss. Somewhere floating around here is my degree from college, and I can tell you right now, I use Quizlet to get literally through college. So just because you have a degree does not mean your IQ is a liar. Just saying. And listen, I'm not here to be a party pooper, okay? I can take a joke on the internet. I really can. But it's things like this that actually cause crazy people to act crazy, including the people being like, oh, we're sacrificing our cat to the children on the waning star. And it's yeah, you're taking it a little too far. Not only that, you're also making a serious topic seem like a joke, and it's really not. Yes, I'm saying, Jim Jones, LES Church, all those things. There are a lot of people, especially in the Jim Jones situation, people died. Cults are not funny. They have a bad connotation for a reason. It's not oh, I'm just starting a cult and we're gonna all just kumbaya together and make art. No. People in cults give up their entire lives to go typically worship one person, and they end up giving their money, their life, their mental health away to make one person happy. And when you have kids who don't understand what they're doing on the internet following you, there is a sense of responsibility that you need to take. You can't just joke about stuff like that and then get mad later when people call you out for it. And that's literally what happened. And at her age, she honestly should not even be doing something like this. I think this is just the reality of social media today, is that people will literally do anything to make money and get virality. We live in such a serious time in life right now that jokes like that are insensitive are just not funny. They're just not. So I did not think this would last very long, and I was correct because the hate did get to her and she got pretty heated and offended by people being mad at her for making a joke. So let's go ahead and watch that video.
About cyberbullying a girl from rumors caused by groupthink and fearmongering. I doubt you guys are even going to watch this video too, but I'm going to get into it and air all of you out. Cult is a bad word and you should have known better. Okay, well, I didn't, and the second I did get informed, I immediately changed everything to community because that's what it's always been.
Yes, that's not true because people from the start had been commenting saying, cults are not funny, please don't be saying that you're starting a cult, my parents are in a cult, they haven't talked to us in years. So for her to be oh, well, when I found out, I changed it. No, you changed it after you had over 4 or 5 videos, I think, and just recently decided that you're a community and not a cult. But the damage has already been done. People have already subscribed to your idiotic behavior, and so no, you didn't change your behavior as soon as you realized that it was wrong.
And if it's common sense, then why did 150,000 people also put the little emoji in their name tag?
Ask you something. If your friend jumps off a cliff, are you gonna jump? Just because people wanted to be a part of the joke doesn't mean that they completely understood what they were doing. And probably more often than you realize, a lot of the people were children. They can't really be responsible for the stupid stuff that they do, but you as an adult can be. And you should have stopped it from the very beginning. It's one thing to make one joke, okay? And then realize that your joke was insensitive, to come on the internet and apologize and be like, I took that too far. Please forgive me. I actually just mean community. It's another to be like, well, since everyone's subscribing to what I was talking about, then am I really the one to blame? If you want to be a leader at something, then you need to take the position of power and take responsibility when the ship sinks.
We found out that the person that started their dog posted a picture of the sky on TikTok, and the caption was, Gigi Jarvis, I just sacrificed my dog for you, CWS for life, or something along those lines. Screenshotted, taken to Discord, hee hee ha ha. Screenshot, taken back to Twitter, hee hee ha ha. And then guess what is said on TikTok in all of my comments now? It is Gigi Jarvis condones and doesn't address the fact that she is convincing her followers to kill their animals. Like, guys, are we actually seeing...
Okay, so she goes on to say that, like, the people that were making the videos about saying that their pets weren't real and they apologized. And I don't think she understands. It's the thought that matters, not whether or not it was like a real thing. Obviously, people are probably not going out and doing that. And if they are, they really need to be in a mental hospital. But we can't control everyone on the internet, unfortunately. And that's why we're here. But it doesn't matter. You still are responsible for starting this. Literally, it wouldn't exist unless you hadn't gone on the internet to do it. So yes, you're not responsible for people's behavior, but you're responsible for starting something that you didn't want to finish. And it would have been so simple to say that I don't subscribe to that. That is not what I ever wanted to be a part of. They took it and ran with it, but instead, you're like, it wasn't even real. Does that make it better? I don't think so.
Images of the animals, and if yes, are we seeing images of the animal with the owner beforehand? Like, are we sure that these people aren't just getting random pictures online and trolling you guys in these Discord chats? Or are we actually even seeing the animal, like, dead or anything? Like it genuinely feels like the worst game of telephone in my life.
She's like, wait, but is there proof about it? Because if there's not, then it doesn't count. You know what's funny is that she's almost like using the logic of like, you so stupid that you couldn't have like paid attention to whether or not that was real. Do your research. It's coming out of the mouth of a person who was like, I'm going to start a cult. It's just kind of funny and ironic.
That is allegedly carving themselves. Yeah, and they posted an apology video saying, hey guys, sorry, I just posted an eyeliner pic of my arm in black and white filter with caption over it because I wanted to prove that cults were bad. I'm really sorry. Thank you to you too, because you're also ruining my life. Thank you.
How is she ruining your life? You started that. Like, seriously, the entitlement and like the blame shifting that she's doing right now just goes to show me that if she's over the age of 25,
found something that was actually real, I wouldn't even address it with you guys. Oh, but Gigi, why would you not tell us? Like, you need to address these things. It's the same way. Y'all are saying it's common sense. Well, how about common sense this? Police officers never post serial killers because they don't want it to inspire someone to actually do those actions. Like, I'm not about to give someone, like, negative attention and then someone else that wants attention be like, oh my god, if I do this negative act as well, I can get attention. And then it's this endless cycle of people probably doing that stuff. I don't know if you guys remember BTS. I don't follow BTS, but I remember their fandom having like an issue with people doing that stuff to get the attention of members, you know? I'll do my best to help. That's
her logic is that of a 4-year-old, and that's why we're here today, honestly. And I don't even know if I can finish watching this right now. Okay, my husband just came home, so I had to pause for a second, so I apologize if the camera looks a little bit different. But honestly, I think there's not really much left to say about this whole apology situation and addressing it all. She basically doesn't take any accountability for anything that she did. And the last post that she has on her channel is this one, which she put on here on 7/17. I started what was meant to be a fun, creative community by kickstarting a voting style choose your own adventure game. Is that what this was? A game? That would make sense for what her YouTube channel was about, but again, not really the kind of game people need to be playing. I genuinely didn't realize how hurtful the word cult could be to some, and although I wish I knew sooner, the last thing I wanted was to cause pain. I am very sorry for my insensitivity. Once I learned, I immediately ended the series. I never supported any harm behavior. I'm sorry if anyone was hurt or impacted. That was never my intention. Moving forward, I will be using my platform to raise awareness by sharing resources for cult survivors and mental health. The whole experience happened very fast and was difficult to figure out while receiving harassment and having my personal info leaked. I appreciate those who've been kind and patient while I navigate through this. I'm committed to learning and doing better. So basically, a bunch of influencer apologies. She probably asked ChatGPT to write it. Honestly, that seemed kind of genuine, but what do I know? That got 1.9 million views, and that is nowhere near the amount of views that her very last apology video got, which had 3.7, and then the very first video about starting a cult got 2.2. So definitely not reaching the amount of people. And then also her starting a cult day 3 official cult name, 3.6 million, like that doesn't have anything else. She also hasn't deleted anything from this. And if she really felt bad, she would delete everything except for the pinned comment saying that she was done doing it. I said her last post was made on the 17th of July, and today is the 28th, and she hasn't shared anything about cults. I don't like when people do stuff like that on the internet where they get in trouble for something and then they want to act like, I am taking this time to learn and grow as a person. And it's like, just don't even act like you need to take the time to learn something. Play stupid game, win stupid prizes. Like, I don't know what else you expected the outcome to be. To wrap this up, I think it's safe to say that the internet really is a place for everybody. But not everybody deserves a place on it. Gigi did this as a joke, but like we discussed before, after day 1, she had to know that it was too far. There were too many people commenting that this wasn't okay. And unless you're intentionally just like ignoring the bad comments, I don't know what else to tell you. And I actually think this could affect her real career because, like she said herself, now when people are going to look her up, they're going to see that she started an online cult and got hate for it. Do I think it's going to ruin her entire life? I hope not. I don't think that she intentionally did it because she's an evil person. She's just an extremely irresponsible, immature person. And I mean that with the most love and respect, because sometimes we do things that are dumb, and it's okay to grow up and, you know, move on from those things, but you also should take accountability. And I feel like, yeah, she sort of did, but not to a point where like leaving up all the videos and the actual like TikTok itself, it's not really saying I'm sorry the way it should be, in my opinion. So let this video be a reminder to you that you shouldn't make jokes on the internet about sensitive topics for fun. Okay, you shouldn't do that. And don't join a cult on the internet, or any cult in general. Just don't join a cult for shits and gigs. It's not that funny, and it really won't add anything into your life. If you need community, go to the library and sign up for an art class. If you need community, go to an actual church. As a Christian, I believe in Jesus Christ, and he's great, and the community in the church can be really wonderful. Sometimes can be annoying, but for the most part, pretty wonderful. And instead of joining a cult on the internet at 12 years old, just continue to doom scroll or get off your phone. I don't know, go ride your bike. Do you know what a bike is? It's got 2 wheels on it. You put your hands on it and you just go like this. Well, you don't with your arms, but you go with your feet. You go outside and touch grass. Anyway, that's all for me today, you guys. Thanks for watching this video. If you would do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Also comment down below what you had for lunch. I had pizza from Casey's. That stuff slaps. I love you. Someone in your life loves you. You're beautiful, smart, and smart enough to not join an internet cult. So until the next time, I love you guys. Go in peace. Bye-bye.